It is miserable outside. We have had so much rain and wind in the past 24 hours, and I don't know. I was putting off taking Piper out this morning, but we did it. We went out and took her out, and she didn't like it, but hey. Today I am doing a portrait of Carol Klein, British gardening presenter. She loves like cottage gardens, and that's who I'm doing today. I was trying to think who is a gardener, like who I know, and I'm thinking I may dip into some of you guys if you're big gardeners. So next week I think I'll do friends who are gardeners again, because it's nice doing people that we know. Let me just see where we're at. Trying to pull you guys up. All right. Good morning, Melissa. It is Thursday. Melissa says, I'm bundled in a heavy sweater. What the heck? Oh, it's crazy. Okay, so I always take a glass of water up to my room for the morning, because I'm like, I'll get a glass of water in before I leave upstairs and come back downstairs. The water was colder this morning than when I got it last night. Yeah. So when like your ambient temperature is colder than and makes your water cold just sitting on the counter, that means it's like, yeah, it's cold. And we turned off the heating a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, it's not so fun. Anyway, it's okay, it'll change. Hopefully we'll get some summer soon. Let's see what I'm just going to take a screenshot of Carol Klein. So this is Carol Klein, TV presenter in England. She's super bubbly, energetic, and I thought it would be nice to give her a shout out. I'm going to go to our Padlet to see what the flower is of today. And then I'm going to have a sip of coffee. Hi, Julia. How are you? Oh, good evening. Nice of you to join this evening. Oh, it's kind of crazy, right? Like we're in Toronto, or I'm just outside Toronto, but far North America. And then Julia is in Australia. And then we've got like the whole of the US. And I'm sure there may be some Europeans coming in as well. Sometimes people don't say where they are. Maybe you can say where you are this morning. There's 7 of you watching, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 people who have said hello. That means 3 of you haven't said hi. I'm calling you out because I don't know who comes in, you see. Okay, so these are clematis, Montana, in a back garden, and these are from Susan E. Sobel. I don't know. Oh, hang on. Are they from Susan? I don't know if they're from Susan. I can't see. Anyway, they're very pretty. These are the clematis, and I love that. Perfect flower for Carol Klein. Okay, so I'm going to take a screenshot of those. Susan Hale. Sorry, Susan. Your I guess your username doesn't say Susan Hale. It's your flower. It's Susan from Sheffield. Nice of you to join, Susan. Okay, so I've taken a screenshot, and now I can go to Carol Klein and Susan's beautiful clematis. Gorgeous. All right, I'm gonna get Carol sketched out using Neocolors. I've been thinking a lot about next month, like a lot. I want to get some paint going. Like I feel like I've done a lot of dry medium this month. I love interiors, but I also would like to look at palettes of famous people or artists who we admire, current day artists, and maybe take an image from them and base our palette from that. And then maybe, I know that a lot of people have different ideas of what they would like to do daily. So I think the actual subject matter of your image would be up to you, and that would allow for a lot of variety as well. But the palette, I think, would be nice to like use and focus on somebody's palette. I don't know. Give me your ideas. Nanette's from Pennsylvania. And Carolyn's from Tennessee, and Melissa's from Toronto. So nice that everybody is here. Thank you for joining. I know it's early for some of you. Louise says, I'm cooking pasta in the UK. And Reb says, good morning from Houston, Texas. Good morning, good morning. And that's early for Reb, because that's an hour earlier for Reb than it is for everybody else. Meryl usually comes in from Texas as well. So do we have any avid gardeners here in our company? Oh, good morning, Meryl. Because it would be really lovely to highlight you guys. I think I'm going to draw C tomorrow. I know she loves gardening. I don't know if C's here, but I think C is going to be my subject matter for tomorrow. Because we really only have, what is it? It's the 22nd today. That means it's the 29th next Thursday. We have one more week of gardeners. Melissa says, Reb is a gardener. Ooh, Reb, send me your photo. Reb, you can be one of my subject matters. C says, whoa. Yeah, so let me know. I have a couple of gardeners in England that I want to, like friends in England, that I'm going to highlight. I think I have 3 spots available, because I have C, and then I have my friend Shelley, and I have one other in England. So then I need Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, 4. Melissa says, I like the color palette as the main theme for June, and then we can do our own thing. Yeah, I think it'll work out, because say for example, I want to do interiors, but maybe I don't want to do interiors for the whole month, but I do want to use the color palette. Or say I want to, I don't know, like include it within my Mexican 100 days, because I've got one more week of that left as well. Oh, my book's upstairs. I was going to show you where I was at. I haven't been posting much, and only because I just haven't gotten around to it. But I think I'm 2 days behind in my 100-day project. Yeah, I was on 87, I think. So we have another 13 days, 2 weeks of that. Julia says, I've signed up to Sketchy's 30 Faces for next month. Oh, that's a good idea. I like to do them a few times a year. I'll use their daily photo prompt, I think. Oh, great. I'll see how you get on with my image, Julia. Or my images. That was a fun month. Yeah, that's coming up. So June 1st, 30 faces in 30 minutes. Well, not 30 faces in 30 minutes, but 30 faces each in 30 minutes. I always make them maybe I'll just make her face narrower, then it will be smaller. Yeah, so that starts June 1st. Thank you for signing up. Natty says, hello, Blue Shine Art community. Melissa, I've been reading up on the history of Little Norway Park. I started a virtual walkthrough park. Ah, that's great. I remember doing this city chase and having to go to Little Norway Park. I kind of wish the city chase was still going on. It's funny when you make something we had done it for like over 10 years every year, my husband and I, and when you make it a tradition, you kind of just sign up, you do it. And I like running, but I don't love running, so it's kind of one of those things. But it did keep me fit because I would get ready and start prepping for the city chase race, you know, in April or in March. And now for a couple of years I'm feeling it because I haven't been pushing myself to get ready for that. I need to find something else. I know that, have you ever done the zoo run, Melissa or Natty? Melissa says, I just bought a book on embroidery and the colour palettes could pair well with learning. Or maybe use them for my self-portraits. Yeah, that's a good idea. And Natty says, so far the design of the park has been a collective work between a group of people. I'm trying to find names of people. And C says, oh, what's your book, Melissa? And Melissa says, nice, Natty. That's the park right across the street from me. The Art of Embroidery, designed by Christy Johnson. C says, thank you. I'm reading it all the way through before I dig in, and it's so good so far. That's great. My friend gave me, who had an antique store, gave me a wonderful embroidery book. It's an old one, and I don't... Well, I have Needlework and Crafts, and that's an old one, and then also Complete Guide to Needlework. Those two on my shelf. And then I do have the Buku embroidery as well, which is really lovely. Actually, Buku has another embroidery book coming out soon. All right, let's get Carol Klein's face first, and I can see that I've made a mistake here already. There we go. Nanny says, I was more of a biker than a runner. I'm more of a walker than a runner. Like, I like walking fast, but my husband's quite competitive, and actually I am quite competitive too. But even though I wanted to do really well, the push was horrible. I don't like that. The whole competitive day thing, I did not love. Like, the activities were fun, but there was a lot of, I don't know, unnecessary stress, right? Like, do you really need that in your life? I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, Carolyn says, I started watching the replay of you and Jen with Jelly Prince this morning. I didn't get to watch the live yesterday. Yeah, we had a really nice time. I'm trying to think where I put my jelly plates. Oh, here they are. We did a lot of, like, I used some crazy colors. But it was really great to watch Jen, and I didn't, so this, I should have left more white. Like, I like this one. I like these things, that's happening. And this was the ghost print. This was just me rubbing the brayer on there. This one, look, too much paint. So, like, it's, and Jen's book that she showed us with all her notes. I would love to flip through that. I'm not a very good note taker. I kind of just do. And I love this one. This one is the ghost print as well. Fun, super fun. And even like creating big shapes to silhouette them. Like, I really liked it. Melissa says, oh, I bet the Buku embroidery book would be good. Yeah, I always wanted to try Neeked bike ride. What's Neeked bike ride? What is that? Maybe you and your husband can set your own city race day. Yeah. Oh, that would be fun. And that said, can you explain the color palette idea? Will we have a new palette each day, and where will they come from? Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. So I just went to the thrift store again, and I found a really great book of the best of the group of 7. So I'm going to assign a day, or each day is going to be assigned, and you can drop your image in. So say, for example, I love this painting. I would drop this painting in and tell you who it is, maybe the year, maybe the size, and also a little bit maybe about the artist. And that would be the image for the day. And then we would use the color palette that's here for our own project subject matter. So for example, if I wanted to do, I've got this one out because I just sold this one yesterday. If I wanted to do interiors, then I would do this interior, even though it's in a completely different palette, with this palette. So I would take a photo that I want of an interior and do it in this palette. So just using the colors in this palette. Does that make sense? So you could do portraits in this palette. You could do statues with this palette. You could do, I don't know, pantry items in this palette. So that's what I'm thinking. So everybody can pick a day, a day in June, and use the palette provided by each of us. And Melissa says, that, Natty, that race goes right by my window. Oh, wait, I missed the Natty race. What is the Neek bike race? C says, it was wonderful. I want to jelly now. And Natty says, do they still have that? I would wear a bathing suit. Oh, naked, a naked bike race with a yellow emergency vest over me. Oh my God, that's so funny. I did hear about that. There is a naked bike race in Toronto. Isn't that crazy? Didn't really think Canadians were like that. No one needs to see my geriatric jiggles, lol. And Susan says, yes, I watched the replay. It was great. Loved everyone's prints and Jennifer's class. Yeah, it was fantastic. Jennifer did such a great job. Thank you, Susan. Nanette says, okay, that makes sense. All right, good. So just, you can pick a painting of somebody who, you know, like a painter that you love. It could be famous. It doesn't have to be famous. It could be something contemporary, more contemporary, but just colors that you really like. And then you would pick your theme for the month, Nanette. And I'll do a post soon, probably this weekend, and put out a bunch of different themes that that would be great for it as well. You could even just work from your camera roll and like places that you've been and do them within that color palette. One year I used color palettes just to draw like storefronts and local businesses. And that was really great, because you're, you know, you're promoting local businesses and you are pushing yourself by using a different palette. So there's lots of ways you can use it. Yes, and Melissa, like Melissa said, you could just make palettes from the paintings, which is okay. So tomorrow we have our meet, and that's exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm going to make a palette from a photograph. So maybe I will pick a painting as well, just to show you. But I think the photograph is a good way of reversing that as well, to try and get your palette from there. And C says, yes, I love the idea. And Susan says, sounds like a great idea. Would like to learn more about the Canadian 7 painters, the group of 7. Yeah, they were pretty incredible. And Melissa says, yes, naked bike race. Nanette says, I've never made a color palette from a painting. Is there a method or a trick to doing it? And how many colors do you take from it? You take as many as you want, Nanette. And really, there is no trick to it other than just looking at the colors. I would, like, for example, oh, my book's gone. Hang on a second. Good morning, Susan. So going back to this image, the Tom Thompson image. So when you squint at it, you see there's a lot of this like yellow and orange. So that would be probably my like major colors. So you can either pick colors out of your palette like this. Like this is also a good idea. Like just to, this is what I usually do, is grab colors that you can see that you have here. And this way you're visually just picking out your colors. So you can do it that way. I don't know if that one's the same as that. Like there's a little bit of this, but then I usually go with the majority of the palette. So I would, you know, these colors would be the majority, like the biggest that I would use, like a lot of the percentage, the biggest percentage. And then this would be probably the small, well, this one and this one would be the smallest. And then we have a mix, so we can actually, let's bring in. So you could do abstracts from this as well. This is another idea, is to do an abstract and use these colors in the majority. These colors are actually in the minority. So as long as these take up at least 70% of the picture and these are smaller. So you kind of look at the whole palette like that. And then mixing the colors, you can either take crayons or you can take markers, or you can take, and then you have your subject matter and you use your palette here to create your image. And if we're all working from the same palette, you'll see a really cool, like just color cohesiveness within all our work that day, because we're all using the same color palette. But it doesn't matter whether we're doing figurative work or whether we're doing buildings or whether we're doing portraits or landscapes or whatever. So okay, then that says, okay, now I got it. Yeah, it's a nice way of limiting your palette, but you don't, it's not limited too much, but it takes the pressure off you thinking. And then you can either take an image, if you have an image, for example, say you want to do your local bakery and you take a photo of it, and then if you you can translate it into black and white and just use those colors and look at the range of value, and then just use the colors as value studies within that piece. Now that's going a little bit further, but that, you know, you will have to like translate your values when you're doing something like this, because, but you should have like a dark, a medium, and a light color, at least 3 to make it work, or 3 values. And I'm sure we will have that. Shah, what is this book again, please? Oh, this little book. This is the best of the group of 7. It's a little book, but it's nice because it has all the group of 7 in at the beginning, and a little bit about them, and a lovely sketch as well, like, or how they sketched in pencil, which I really like. And then it has their images back here as well. Like, look, like this is a beautiful image, like, but you can see like the majority would be, well, probably like maybe 50% or 60% would be this dark hue, this blue, and then you've got this like beigey gray with a little bit of orange in, and some purple as well. It doesn't have to be a landscape either. You could for sure take something like this, Nanette, as your piece, and that could be our palette for the day. I know it's going to be really hard, but maybe we just assign like one day, and then if you want to put more than one photo, you can, and then people can pick which one they want for their color palette. But I do like the fact that we pick one. I do like that, because this way it doesn't overwhelm us when we're drawing every day. Like if we all have the same, that'll help us as well. Good morning, Maria. Julia says, do you do a different theme every month? Yeah, we've been doing a different theme every month for the past 5 years. It's been a lot of fun. And you know what? You get to practice everything from landscapes to figurative to, like, this month really was flowers. So even though I'm doing portraits, the flowers are the main theme. Melissa says, when I make the Art Hang Party color palettes, I take 4 colors from each reference photo, then group them all into color groups and distill those down to 9 main colors. Yeah, like I really think it's Melissa has her way of going about it, which I think is great. But you know, if you only want to use 3 colors, then you just pick the 3 main colors, or and you can be organized about it like Melissa, or just come in the morning with your paints and your subject matter. You could be drawing from life for a whole month. Like, just pick out objects that you've got lying around the house and draw them in those colors. Like, and then you're more you're practicing really about mixing and color palettes, like, and also the mixing. Like, if I do paint next month, it'll just be the 3 primaries, and then I'll mix the colors. I think that'll be nice. Yeah, so Julia, like, we always do birds in December. That's been something that I started in 2019. It's called Birds in December. And there's lots of different things that we've been doing. I'd actually love to start sewing birds this year for Birds in December. And I may have to, I want to do some little stuffed felted birds for ornaments on the tree and then embroider them. So maybe that's a month that we do, I don't know, design, embroidery. Maybe that can be done in the summer, because I know summer months people are not around as much. You know, we've all got things going on, but that's also a nice idea to do something like that, to think ahead. So this past January, a bunch of us made gift cards. So we built a library of gift cards in the month of January, and each day was a different celebration. So it could have been birthday or anniversary, Chinese New Year, and condolences. Like there was lots. And Family February is usually for February, where we celebrate family, and we dig into old photos that we have of our families. So that's a nice month, and we've been doing that for like the past 5 years. So yeah, we have definitely we've traveled the world together. March is usually March Make a Difference, so we look at people who have made a difference in the world. April was Abstract April. We all dove into abstract. Gouache-vember, I usually jump on with Daria. Oh, what's her name? I'm trying to think now. I want to say Daria Pinto, but it's not Daria Pinto. Courtney and Daria, they do Gouache-vember, so they celebrate gouache paints and set a prompt list for November usually. We'll see if they do it again. And then there's Inktober, and yeah, so there's lots. We've done recipes one month where we've celebrated chefs and recipes. And that says, I can't wait to see your jelly print self-portrait, Melissa. And Natty says, Joanne Murray also has a book called Rockscapes of Georgian Bay. I think she's authored it with another person. Oh, neat. Nanette says, do them in the summer to be ready to hang. Yes, I think that's what I'll do, Nanette. Sew them in the summer, or maybe not even felt. Like I'd like to use scraps that I've got. Like I've saved a lot of my girls' beautiful dresses. Like some of them are Liberty's dresses as well. Like I could take the Liberty fabric, Liberties of London. Daria Penta, thank you, Maria. Thank you. I could take the fabric from the Liberty's dresses and make little birds, like little Liberty birds with them. I think that would be really lovely. Melissa says, me too, Nanette, haha. Did you start it yesterday, Melissa? And Julia says, what a fabulously rich year. Fabulously rich 5 years. We've been doing it since March 2020, Julia. We have been a lot, there's a lot of ladies here who have been showing up daily for the past, well, okay, I say daily. Weekends we do have off, but during the week, like weekly for the past 5 years. C is here, Meryl, Maria, yeah, Carolyn. People even come back when they take a break from us, which is really nice. No, it's been really great, and I feel like everybody's gotten to know each other really well, which is great. And now we're starting to see each other in person, which is fantastic as well. And it all started because of COVID, so we really can't complain too much about those COVID years. I think it's just been really great to connect, because a lot of times artists are kind of, you know, they're homebodies and we don't get out that much. And so having that connection online has been great, and also just starting to connect in real life has been great as well. And I know that before, like I had a couple of friends and still have those friends who are artists and who are artsy. But, you know, when your kids are growing up, you don't always see those people all the time or have them in your friend circle. All right, I am going to get some flowers around her and then probably come in with my 14B afterwards. So today we have Susan from Sheffield's Clematis, and they're so pretty. I'm wondering if I should, here they are. I'm wondering if I should do big ones up here and then either a leaf design down here. Maybe I'll do that. Nadia says, wait, I think the book might be called Rocks. Maybe she did 2 books. Now I know she has written a few books. Okay, I'm going to write down her name. It does ring a bell though. Joanne Murray. Rocks. Well, maybe that can be one of your images, Natty, in the Padlet that I send out. Melissa says, yeah, I did many layers on the jelly plate and I'm transferring it now under a big stack of books into my self-portrait book. Ooh, fingers crossed. Julia says, that's a lovely community you've created. We have created because we are all showing up. Honestly, like I could show up every day, but if you guys don't show up, then it doesn't become a community. So, you know, it is, yeah, a community is built on many levels, but definitely people showing up is part of it. But thank you. Yes, we do love our art community. Happy that you have joined, Julia. Love your flowers. Okay, these should be a little bit more purple. Maybe I'll do pink and then some purple over the top. I love the light on these, they're so pretty. So, not to forget, Melissa has art hang party this evening. Remind us, Melissa, of the subject matter. And also today, I have my last day in Tanzania. We are painting and drawing figures today. Some beautiful images. I'm so excited. That's at 1 p.m. Melissa's is at 7 p.m. And if you are drawing with Melissa, she's doing Accidentally Wes Anderson. And that's at 7 p.m. Eastern on Melissa's YouTube channel. The Visual Arts Passage is doing animals. Strange looking animals. I think that's their theme. I'm going to see if I can make either of them. I know that I have a bit of driving around this afternoon, so I will see. I may be able to pop in for a little bit. Oh, wow. Melissa says, so very aesthetically pleasing landscapes and buildings. Melissa says 20 minutes per reference with a few warm-ups. Cool. And Natty says, I absolutely love the Glacier Rocks Canada has. I would love to buy a house with glacier rocks sticking out, but that will only happen if I win the lottery. Do you play the lottery, Natty? Meryl, it was lovely of you and your friend to join yesterday. That was nice. That looks like a great big studio she had. Ah, yes. Sorry, I almost forgot. Nanette reminded me today is my session on Colliery Flory. I can't wait to see all of your bowls. I hope you like it. I know some people have done my bowls before, but it's a very much step by step with my bowls today. So yeah, I look forward to seeing everybody's. Did you do it already, Nanette? And Meryl said, we had so much fun. That's great. Oh my goodness, yes. No, it's not buffering, but we had torrential rains last night. I know that Melissa probably did as well. Did you get it down in Ohio, Maria? The bad rain? Like a lot. Like it was a lot. Like wind and rain. Crazy amounts. Annette says, I looked up Wes Anderson. I didn't know him. Mouth-watering photos. I have to order a book of his. Yeah, that should be a great one. Okay, I'm going to put a really bright, this is like a fluorescent. What's the time? Oh, we've got 12 minutes. I may finish. I may finish. This really is like a fluorescent. All right. And just looking at the negative space of this rather than worrying about the whole scene. Maria says, yes, it's been non-stops and having rain all day too. Here, us too. And Susan says, Wes Anderson's films are works of art. And Nanette says, no, haven't started painting yet. Hoping it's a quiet day at work so I can work on it. You'll have to tag me when you have it, or DM me and show me. I'd love to see it. All right, and I'm going to get green. Should I get green in between? I feel like I should do a different color than green. Maybe I'll do like a gray back there, like a gray blue. That would be nice. Bring out her eyes. And then I will get a little bit more purple on those petals of the clematis. Oh, that's okay. Everything that's pink is the petals, so I just have to remember that when I'm filling in between, that I don't start going over a petal. I hope you guys have been enjoying the month of of flowers. I've really enjoyed having a photo from each of you just to work on. It does really help, because then you don't, the thinking about it just goes away. So I'll set up that Padlet for the month of June, so that you guys can populate it with images. Okay, her shirt is a little bit crazy. Let's get that under wraps. Oh, that's really dark. Some of these colors are very dark. Could be because I'm going over them as well. I'm leaving little specks of this yellow. Okay, and more purple on the clematis. Okay. This is also quite dark. I think the Tombow markers are great for those lighter colors. I can always go over with my Neocolor as well if I wanted to lighten up a little bit. And there's some really pretty red, almost like a burgundy red. Maybe I can do it purple instead. The stalks are really pretty. I'm just gonna weave these in between. Okay, I'm just going to get some 14B on her, and then she is done. And we are 2 minutes away. Maria says, I love Wes Anderson's color palettes. My favorite movie of his is The Fantastic Mr. Fox. And you have a Halloween costume of the Fantastic Mr. Fox, Maria, which is pretty awesome. Melissa says, Shar, thank you for being so generous and sharing about Art Hang Party. It means a lot that you are so supportive. And friends, don't forget to hit the like button. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Melissa. Oh, it's, you know, like it's a great, I love that there are other things that we can all go to as well, you know, from morning to night. And I know that some of your art community overlaps here, and it's really lovely, you know, like to have everybody just move around and do art with a lot of people, and it is great. And Maria says, I dress up as Mrs. Fox at the library every Halloween. And she looks amazing. If you scroll back on Maria's Instagram, I'm sure there are pictures of her dressed up as Mrs. Fox. And it's great. Like the whole, like, you know, she's like a living, how do you say it? I can't remember how to say it. Where animals dress up as humans, but it's the other way. Maria's dressing up as a fox, but it looks like the fox is dressing up as a human. Like, it's pretty cool. Anthropomorphic, is that it? Maria says, yes, Charlotta is very supportive and a great cheerleader. The generosity and kindness within this community is a beautiful thing. That it is. That it is. It totally is. I just figure, like, and you guys can also help with, I know Hippo does this really well. She restacks posts on Substack. And it's a great way to have things seen. So, for example, and I don't always do it, and Melissa, I apologize, on a Thursday. Like, if people have something going on, so say, for example, Melissa posts about her art hang and you're over on Substack and you see it, just hit the little restack button. The restack button is the one that's, is it like, here, I'm going to find it. I have Margot from yesterday. Let's have a look. No, you can see all my things. Okay, so for example, so let's see, books on many people. So see this the little button that goes like this. I can't see it. It's like this and like this. You can hit restack. You can hit restack and then you can just restack and it throws it out there. Or you can restack with a note and you can tell people a little bit about the post. So like those are things that help just get the word out that we're doing things in the community. And I think it's a lovely way to give back to the people who you are following, and you know, if they've made an effort. I know that some of us take a long time in writing our posts. It takes a long time, a lot of research. Like there's like Maria's post the other day was beautiful, and she mentioned so many people, and like I know that takes time. Like it takes a lot of time. So go and restack other people's posts so that, and then we can see what you are reading and what you like reading. That's also a nice thing to, it's almost like giving a referral to somebody. And it doesn't cost you anything. I think people forget to restack, but that's a big way of getting things out there. So thank you to those of you who do restack. It means a lot. Okay, I may have to take a little bit of the dark red or the burgundy here. Melissa says, I will be making a video about Substack this weekend, and sharing means so much. She says, comment, sharing, etc. Meryl says, did Ronald Dahl write the fantastic Mr. Fox? Roald Dahl. Steve says, glad to know this restack. Yeah, some people don't know about it. And it's, you know, for example, see, like yesterday you said, oh, you have to go read Maria's post, and she mentions me in it. If you restacked it, then we would have seen it as well. Like the people who follow you would have seen it. So yeah, just go back to that post and restack it, and then write a little bit about it if you want to. It's like giving a referral. I think it's really nice. It's like when you go to a really great restaurant or a little coffee shop that you really like. Social media is great in that way, because you can like freely just comment and talk a little bit about your experience and give other people the chance to experience it as well, and support businesses. I have to be super light with this, not that it gets too dark. It's weird. I feel like with the guys, I can be much heavier handed and darker, and it's okay. But with the women, like that I'm drawing, I have to be a lot lighter in my lines. Okay, and I just darken back here. I don't think I did the clematis very, like I didn't do them justice. Has she been a subject matter, a sitter for the Portrait Artist of the Year? I feel like she may have been one of the sitters, like the subjects. Maybe. Maybe. Any big fans here, remember? I mean, I'm a big fan, but I don't remember everybody, but I recognize, I think that she may have been. Okay. Oh, they're too harsh, those are. Too dark. I shouldn't have done them in pencil first. Let's just get rid of them. Okay, I think I've tilted her head a little bit too much, but that's okay. I'm sure she doesn't mind. Melissa says, I can't remember if she was on Portrait Artist of the Year. Thanks, Susan. Thank you, C. I need a photo of you. I'm going to do your portrait tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you, Melissa. I'm going to also, she needs a little bit of a spark of life in her eyes, so I just give a little bit there. Just a little shine. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I am going to be teaching at 1 and then joining Melissa for a little bit, if I can make it, at 7 p.m. So don't forget about Art Hang Party. I will be sharing in my stories with the link to Melissa's YouTube. So you can always go back to my stories on Instagram and find it, or I will restack on Substack. Don't forget to restack, everybody. Okay. Have a good day. I didn't go too far over. Look, it's like yesterday's was so long. I apologize for that, everybody. Have a good day, and I'll see some of you in Zoom tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Thank you, Susan Hale, for the photo. Bye.